In a world where ambition and desire collide, Lim Soo-jin stands at a crossroads. Pregnant and alone, she must decide her fate. In the heart of Seoul, Soo-jin navigates her bustling daily life as a marketing executive. Her sparkling career speaks of potential, but beneath her professional veneer lies a heart burdened with a life-altering secret. She is pregnant with the child of Ji Sung-woo, a charismatic and powerful CEO of a conglomerate. Their whirlwind romance, marked by passionate moments stolen in the shadows of corporate functions, quickly morphed into a complex tapestry of longing and ambition. As her family pressures her to secure a stable future, fears creep in. The potential scandal, Seung-woo's manipulation, and the uncertainty of motherhood. Overwhelmed, Soo-jin grapples with her choices. She envisions the wreckage of her life if the truth claws its way to light, shining like a spotlight on her mistakes. Thus, with a heavy heart and a determined spirit, she decides to vanish. The night before her planned escape, she stands by her window, looking out at the bustling city below, whispering a soft goodbye to her dreams. "I'll start anew," she promises herself, a tear tracing her cheek. Her plan is simple: whisk away to a quiet town where no one knows her, a sanctuary to raise her child away from prying eyes. However, fate has other plans. That evening, while Soo-jin is running away from her problems, an unexpected accident claims Seung-woo's sight during a confrontation regarding her disappearance. As he wakes in the sterile hospital room, his world has gone dark, but his heart is ablaze with determination. His guilt for not protecting Soo-jin compels him to overcome his blindness, not with pity for himself, but with a fierce desire to find her. He is determined not to let her slip away into obscurity, even if he must face the world without his vision. As Seung-woo immerses himself in the investigation, he finds a surprising ally in Jun, his loyal assistant. With a mix of frustration and hope, they embark on a search that winds through unexpected avenues. Old friends revealing buried truths, former lovers with stories of betrayal, and family members who mask their vested interests under the guise of concern. Each revelation deepens the emotional tension, showcasing Soo-jin's and Seung-woo's respective battles with their pasts, their families, and the scars of their relationship. In the midst of these challenges, Soo-jin begins to adjust to her new life in a quaint village. She finds solace in an elderly woman named Halmione, who runs a small bakery. Their bond deepens as they share stories, forging a connection that begins to fill Soo-jin's void of loneliness. But Soo-jin's new world isn't free of conflict. When whispers of her identity reach her new home, fear grips her heart again. She realizes that her isolation may not be a protection, but a prison. The climax unfurls as Seung-woo finally tracks Soo-jin down, guided by his heightened instincts and the love that transcends his current limitations. Their reunion does not come without turbulence. He finds her in the bakery, kneading dough with a strength he admires, but when their eyes meet, his heart breaks. "You left me without a word," he breathes, his voice steady, but laden with pain. Soo-jin turns, awe and fear flashing across her face as the truth hits, their unresolved tensions igniting. It becomes a difficult conversation, where hurt collides with vulnerability. "I had to protect our child, Seung-woo," she cries out, her voice trembling but defiant. In this moment of raw honesty, they wrestle with their fears and regrets. Seung-woo's revelation of his accident stirs compassion in Soo-jin, and she realizes that the love they shared is worth fighting for. Their confrontation evolves into a heartfelt reconciliation, each acknowledging their mistakes while expressing a desire to build a future together, one rooted in strength and partnership. They begin to understand that life's complexities cannot be escaped, but must be faced. As spring blossoms in Seoul, Soo-jin and Seung-woo learn to navigate their intertwined destinies, forging a path filled with newfound hope. They decide to confront their families together, choosing to embrace their truth instead of hiding from it, determined to define their own narrative. The story closes on a poignant note, their silhouettes outlined against the sun setting over the city, embodying resilience and shared dreams. While the road ahead holds uncertainties, they stand united, resolved to build a future anchored in love and authenticity. knowing that every moment is a chance for growth and redemption. Desperate to escape the shadows of her past, Lim Soo-jin clutches her train ticket like a lifeline, hoping to find a new beginning. Her heart races as the train departs Seoul, leaving behind the life entwined with Ji Sung-woo, the powerful CEO who unknowingly spiraled her into a web of fear and expectation. For Soo-jin, the pregnancy is not just a blessing, it's a cannonball into the stagnant waters of her ambitions, enough to drive her to flee the city in search of solitude and safety. She collapses onto her seat, feeling the weight of her choice while gazing out of the window, each passing landmark a reminder of the life she is leaving behind. As she arrives in a distant town, she discovers a quiet apartment, its peeling walls whispering secrets of lives lived in silence. It's perfect for hiding, far from the judgmental eyes of her family and the oppressive atmosphere of Sung-woo's world. Amid her frantic preparations to start anew, fate deals a cruel hand. A sudden accident on the way to her newfound refuge shatters reality, leaving Sung-woo, who was desperately searching for her, blindsided and plunged into darkness when his car collides with an unseen obstacle in the road. The night of turmoil cements the line between love and regret, as he loses his sight but gains a peculiar clarity regarding his feelings for Soo-jin. Upon awakening in the hospital, Sung-woo's mind is a frenzied swirl of confusion and fear. The dark void surrounding him amplifies the guilt that gnaws at his heart. If only he had fought harder to understand Soo-jin, to convey his love without conditions. Determined to find her, even in his new reality, Sung-woo sharpens his instincts like a blade. When Jun, his loyal assistant, enters the room, his earnest face mirrors Sung-woo's turmoil, one filled with admiration and sorrow. "You're not going to let that stop you, are you?" Jun asks, the glimmer of determination igniting in his eyes. Without a word, Sung-woo reaches for his cane, the symbol of his resolve, and nods. Their journey begins with Jun piecing together Soo-jin's clues, retracing her steps while Sung-woo leans into the rhythm of his surroundings. Every sound becomes essential, the rustle of leaves, the distant laughter of children playing, the echoes of life reminding him of what he stands to lose. Determined yet vulnerable, each step forward creates an invisible bond, tethering him back to Soo-jin. Meanwhile, Soo-jin explores her new town, the quaint charm of its cobbled streets, offering an initial semblance of peace. Yet, her solitude is comfort, laced with anxiety. Days pass into weeks, yet every glance at her growing belly reverberates with uncertainty. While she learns to navigate her seclusion, a deep-rooted fear creeps in. What if Sung-woo finds her? In her moments of reflection, she confronts her own internal battles, the pressure of navigating family expectations and the ache of love lost. The plot twists when Soo-jin learns of Sung-woo's accident through a hesitant phone call with Jun, who barely disguises his remorseful tone. Stunned, she drops the phone, the revelation unraveling a torrent of emotions: anger, love, guilt. It demands self-reflection and strength. She must choose whether to confront the past or flee deeper into her isolation. Overwhelmed, she seeks solace in the local bakery, bonding with Halmione, a kind elderly woman who reminds Soo-jin of the mother she tries to avoid. In their late-night heart-to-heart discussions over sweet pastries, Soo-jin finds the courage to confront her fears and obligations as a soon-to-be mother. Tension peaks when Sung-woo arrives in the town, navigating the unfamiliar streets with Jun by his side. They learn of Soo-jin's whereabouts, leading them to the bakery. As Sung-woo stands outside, he feels an ache in his heart. The smells, the laughter, the warmth, all remind him of the life that was full of color before darkness claimed him. Ruthlessly tethered to the bittersweet hope of finding Soo-jin, he grips his cane tightly, overwhelmed. The inevitable confrontation occurs inside the bakery as Soo-jin steps forward, her shock and pain laid bare. How could you come here like this?" she gasps, her voice trembling. The tension thickens as they grapple with their emotions. They are both standing on the precipice of defining their future together or apart, forced to confront the consequences of their choices. Sung-woo reaches for her hand, an imperceptible gesture connecting them in the chaos. I've lost so much, but I won't lose you too. Let me help you. Let me help us." In the closing moments, the raw sincerity of their emotions transforms their fractured relationship into a foundation of fragile hope. They pledge a new beginning, where honesty guides their path forward. The final scene captures Sujin and Seungwoo together under the soft glow of the bakery lights, beginning to process their individual journeys toward healing. As they step into the unknown, there's a bright flicker of what could be: acceptance, love, and the sense of being whole, not just as individuals, but as a family. The journey ahead remains uncertain, yet they face it together, willing to embrace life's unpredictable patterns as they step into the dawn of possibility. In the shadows of power, love can drive a man to the farthest corners of the world. Ji Sung-woo, once a confident CEO, now embarks on a quest propelled by guilt and longing, determined to find Lim Soo-jin, the woman who vanished from his life and his heart. Accompanied by Jun, his loyal assistant and best friend, they set off on a globe-trotting journey that will test their resolve at every turn. With each piece of evidence left behind, Seung-woo clings to fragments of memories and unresolved feelings that ignite a fire in him to uncover not only Soo-jin's whereabouts, but also the hidden truths of his own family's legacy. As their journey begins in the opulent yet stifling halls of Seung-woo's father's company, the two men are bombarded by the stark contrast between power and vulnerability. Seung-woo recalls the last moments with Soo-jin, her laughter that echoed in the empty office, her nervousness as she spoke of their future. But these memories twist with guilt as he remembers her fear. The last conversation they had filled with anguish about the looming expectations of their families. With Soo-jin gone, each passing day erodes Seung-woo's sense of purpose, compelling him to follow the clues she left, faint whispers of her fears and desires that lead him across continents, from Tokyo's bustling markets to Italy's serene streets. Their first stop, a discreet cafe in Tokyo where Soo-jin spent time during their relationship. Here they uncover a piece of startling news. Soo-jin had confided in an old friend about wanting to escape her family's pressure. Seung-woo's frustration flares, believing he failed her in that moment. Jun, sensing Seung-woo's inner turmoil, tries to provide reassurance. "You're doing everything you can, Seung-woo. We just need to keep searching. Every clue gets us closer." His words give Seung-woo a fragile strength, igniting the desperate hope that soon flickers within. With each destination, hidden layers of Seung-woo's family secrets begin to surface. Old alliances and betrayals from the past that continue to ripple through their lives. In Milan, they confront a former family partner who warns them of the instability brewing within their empire. "Your family's legacy is steeped in blood and betrayal, Seung-woo. You must tread carefully," the man says, his tone laced with bitterness. This unexpected revelation sends another ripple of doubt through Seung-woo's heart, intertwining his pursuit of Soo-jin with the urgency of clearing the name of his family's business, now threatened by shadows in the past. As they continue to chase leads, a shift occurs. During a tearful call with Jun, Seung-woo reveals the depths of his fears. "What if she's better off without me? What if all I'm doing is digging a deeper hole for her?" It's a moment of vulnerability that carves a deeper bond between Jun and Seung-woo. Jun responds fiercely, "No. This is about love, Seung-woo. You have to fight, not only for her but for yourself. You deserve to find happiness too." This pivotal exchange offers Seung-woo a new clarity. It's not just about rescue, but about healing, for both of them. The climax of their search reaches a fever pitch in Istanbul, where a cryptic letter leads them to a hidden gallery showcasing art that Soo-jin created in her solitude. As Seung-woo stands before a canvas painted in muted colors, depicting a figure lost in fog, he feels the weight of his own blindness to her struggles. Overwhelmed by emotions, he understands their shared pain and sacrifice. This artwork speaks to her heart. It's powerful and heartbreaking, a visual manifestation of her journey. In that moment, surrounded by Soo-jin's unspoken words, Seung-woo finds his resolve solidifying, pushing him to confront their families about their identities beyond societal expectations. As the story draws to a close, Seung-woo and Jun, meet with Seojin's friends and family, armed with the insights gained from their travels. It's a tense negotiation, filled with accusations and defenses, history unraveling as past wounds surface. Declaring himself ready to take responsibility for his family's legacy, Seong-woo declares, "I refuse to be a prisoner of my family's past. Soo-jin taught me that love and truth are worth fighting for. This moment is liberating not only for him, but for everyone present. An acknowledgement of fear and longing to live authentically." The ending finds Seong-woo and Jun standing on a balcony overlooking the city, their silhouettes painted by the warm glow of twilight. While they've yet to find Soo-jin, hope fills the space between them. Seong-woo looks to the horizon, saying softly, "She's out there, and I won't stop until she knows I'm still fighting for her." Jun nods, optimism glimmering as they prepare for the next chapter, fully aware of the emotional journey ahead. The road is uncertain, but there's undeniable strength in their bond, a testament to love, resilience, and the clear understanding that some battles are fought not just for others, but for oneself. Fear can confine a heart, but the promise of new life can ignite an unyielding strength. Lim Soo-jin, now alone in a quaint coastal town, grapples with the heavy burden of her choices, abandoning a future with Ji Seong-woo, the man she loves, to protect her unborn child from the whispers of her traditional family. Her new life is a tapestry of lonely mornings and restless nights, where the reality of motherhood starts to take root in her heart, mirroring the season's blossoming flowers outside her window. The crushing fear of her family's potential reaction if they discover the truth weighs heavily upon her, and longing for Seong-woo often twists her gut with regret. In her modest apartment, Soo-jin's tears fall silently onto the fabrics she painstakingly sewed into tiny garments, each stitch symbolic of her hopes for the baby, yet also a reminder of the love she fears she can no longer claim. Solitude deepens her inner turmoil, amplifying her struggles as she fights to reconcile her overwhelming desire for connection with the instinct to protect her child at all costs. Using her artistic talents, she begins painting again, pouring her emotions onto the canvas as a means of escape. But one night, under the dim light of her studio, a wave of despair triggers an emotional breakdown. "What have I done?" she whispers into the darkness, longing for the warmth of Seong-woo's embrace. Yet fate introduces unexpected companions into her life. She meets Jisoo, a lively barista at the local cafe who becomes a bright spark in her existence. Jisoo, unaware of the depths of Soo-jin's struggles, becomes her confidant, sharing stories of her own battles with personal insecurities and family expectations. Their friendship blooms over cups of bitter coffee and shared laughter, grounding Soo-jin in reality. Jisoo listens intently when Soo-jin talks about her love for Seong-woo, her eyes shining with empathy. "You deserve to be happy too, you know. There's strength in vulnerability, Soo-jin," she encourages one day over pastries, a simple phrase that echoes in Soo-jin's mind long after their conversation ends. With Jisoo's support, Soo-jin starts to envision a life not just of survival, but of thriving. She begins exploring the local community through art workshops for young mothers, teaching them to embrace their creativity while navigating the complexities of motherhood. The matriarchs of the group, initially wary of her, slowly grow to appreciate her insights and determination, welcoming her into their fold. Among these women, Soo-jin discovers a sisterhood she never knew she needed, facing her fears in the empowering atmosphere they create together. But as her strength grows, so does the haunting fear that Seong-woo might find her. Late one evening, as she wraps up a session, an anxious thought seizes her. What if he arrives? The feeling of being hunted lurks in the corners of her mind, waging a war against her newfound confidence. In a moment of panic, Soo-jin reaches out to Jisoo, who senses her turmoil. "Let's go out." "You can't let fear control your life," Jisoo insists, leading her to a local festival bursting with life, colors, and sounds. The climax unfolds as, amidst the laughter and celebration, Soo-jin accidentally stumbles upon a newsstand featuring an article about Seong-woo's relentless search for her. Her heart races as the words leap off the page. CEO in search of missing love, but at what cost? A deep crevice of guilt fractures her heart. Has her desire for safety drawn him into a dangerous web of secrets and family manipulation? With her hands trembling and tears threatening to fall, she realizes she can no longer hide from him or herself. Standing at the edge of the festivities, overwhelmed, Sujin whispers to Jisoo, "I can't keep running. He deserves to know. My child deserves to know what love truly is." It's a moment of catharsis. She must confront not only Seungwoo, but also the fears that have governed her life. In the resolution, as she prepares to face Seungwoo and reveal the truth, a newfound strength emerges within her. She understands that love demands courage, and that embracing her family's legacy need not mean sacrificing her heart's desires. The journey has unearthed resilience she never knew she possessed, empowering her to advocate for her future and her child's future alike. The story concludes as Sujin stands before the door to her past, heart racing, mind swirling with unanswered questions. As she takes a deep breath, stepping out into the world that feels both familiar and foreign, she carries with her the lessons learned, friendships forged, and the undeniable connection to the child within her. With a strong resolve, she prepares to face both the potential storms of confrontation and the grace of new beginnings, ready to reclaim her narrative. Life has shown her its struggles, yet she remains hopeful, a beautiful paradox of fear and undeniable strength, poised to embrace whatever comes next. In the quietude of a remote town, love and regret collide in a tense reunion. After months of searching, Ji Seung-woo stands at the edge of the sanctuary Lim Soo-jin has carved out for herself, his heart a battlefield of unresolved emotions, longing, and determination. Once a dominant CEO, he has been stripped of his sight and much of his former arrogance, yet he remains unwavering, resolute in his pursuit of Soo-jin and their unborn child. The town, a peaceful place filled with warm sunlight and fragrant blossoms, contrasts sharply with the storm brewing in his heart. All he wants is the chance to reclaim the love he thought lost and protect the family they could have had. Soo-jin, meanwhile, battles her own demons. The sanctuary that once promised safety now feels confining, and her burgeoning motherhood has left her vulnerable yet resilient. The arrival of Seung-woo brings a whirlwind of feelings, the warmth of old love and the pain of betrayal echoing in their past. As she watches him approach, her heart races, not just from fear but from a lingering love that she thought she could bury in her new world. The two are poised for a confrontation laden with unspoken words and emotions that have festered in silence. In their first exchange, the atmosphere thickens with tension. "I didn't expect you to find me," Soo-jin finally says, her voice a mixture of anger and sadness as she stands frozen in the sunlight, shadows of doubt clouding her features. Seung-woo, his hand steady on the wall to guide himself, stops just a few feet away, breathing heavily. "I had to. Not just for me, but for you. For our child. You deserve to know I never stopped searching," he replies, his voice uncharacteristically tender, brimming with heartfelt sincerity. As they delve deeper into the conversation, regrets spill forth like an open wound. Each revelation scrapes the surface of their emotions, building an intensity that leaves them both breathless. "You left without a word, Soo-jin. I thought you wanted to build a life with me." Seung-woo's frustration cuts through the air as he grapples with his turmoil. What if this moment tears down the walls he has built around his heart? Soo-jin, her defenses lowered but still raw, answers with a plea for understanding. "I left to protect our child. You don't understand the pressures I faced, the fear of what my family would think." The confrontation escalates, a whirlwind of emotions blending their past joys with the current heartbreak. Moments of tenderness clashing with harsh truths about their choices. Unexpectedly, a revelation cuts through the tension. A developer from Seung-woo's family is targeting the town for a new project, threatening the community. Soo-jin feels the weight of the personal stakes rise, realizing that Seung-woo's world and her chosen sanctuary are now intertwined in a struggle for survival. Amid the intensity, Seung-woo sets aside his initial frustration as he grasps a faint glimmer of understanding. So, This is about more than just us. You're protecting what you've built here. His tone softens, the regret and determination in his voice resonating deeply with Sujin. Seeing this, Sujin finds her own resolve as she faces the challenges ahead. We both have a choice to make, together. If we want a real family, we need to let go of the expectations that chain us, she says, her voice steady yet vulnerable, offering a path forward. This pivotal moment leads to the climax of their confrontation, forcing them both to make a decision that will determine not only their futures, but also the fate of their child. Xiongwu steps closer, bridging the gap that has grown between them. I will fight for you, for our child, but we have to confront our families together. I won't let their ambition destroy our lives, Sujin. Will you help me? In his voice, there is an echo of his blindness. What once felt like a limitation is now a source of insight that draws them closer. The story resolves not with a neat bow, but with the promise of a journey filled with uncertainty and potential. Sujin meets his gaze, a mix of hope and trepidation in her eyes. Yes, but we have to be brave. For ourselves and for our child, we must navigate this new landscape as partners. As they embrace the dawn of their renewed connection, the weight of their past gradually lifts. The idyllic town, once a sanctuary, becomes a symbol of the challenges that lie ahead, the reminder of a love that, while tested, has not been extinguished. They step forward together, facing the complexities of family, expectations, and their future, united by their love and the child they will fight for. The tension transforms into a quiet understanding, allowing them the space to dream not just of survival, but of an authentic life together. A life where love finally takes precedence over the power and control their families wielded. In a world defined by familial obligations and societal expectations, Lim Sujin finds herself at a poignant crossroads. Return to the confines of her past or embrace an uncertain future alongside Ji Seung-woo. The small, idyllic town she has come to call home, the place she sought freedom, beckons her with the warmth of safety, yet the past whispers reminders of love lost and dreams unrealized. Sujin stands at the precipice of choice, her heart wrestling with the implications of stepping back into a life filled with pressures and expectations. Throughout her journey, Sujin has wrestled with the weight of her decisions, battling her demons while gradually finding a voice in the quiet strength she has cultivated. After reuniting with Seung-woo, she risks everything for the sake of love and family. Together, they've uncovered not just the complexities of their relationship, but also the oppressive legacies left by their families. The time for self-discovery has unveiled a fierce desire for autonomy, yet the question looms: can love withstand the trials they face? Amidst their shared vulnerability, Sujin feels a resolve forming as she watches Seung-woo wrestle with his guilt and determination. With every fleeting moment spent together, each laugh shared, each tear shed, she begins to understand that love requires sacrifice, but also the courage to fight for what they want. The awkward silence following each profound confession amplifies the stakes, turning internal conflicts into fiercely external ones. Both have been shaped and scarred by their backgrounds, and as they peel away each layer, a growing understanding flourishes between them. In a poignant twist, the couple receives a call from Jun, Seung-woo's best friend and ally. He relays news that their families are pressuring them to conform, conspiring to shape their futures against their will. Your parents have plans for this town. Wedding talks, business deals, and partnerships that threaten everything you've built here, Sujin. You can't go back to that life. The urgency in his voice serves as the catalyst that propels Sujin toward her most critical decision: to reclaim her voice or succumb to the pressures they both face. The climax erupts in an emotional confrontation, both cathartic and filled with tension. Sujin and Seung-woo face the stark reality of their lives. Will they let their families dictate their futures, or will they choose to define their destinies? In the heart of the town, beneath the soft glow of streetlights, Sujin takes a deep breath. I refuse to let anyone's expectations decide my life. I have fought too long to reclaim my autonomy. Our child deserves a future filled with love, not burdens. Will you fight with me, Seungwoo? Her words resonate, echoing the deep yearning in their hearts. Empowered by Sujin's strength, Seungwoo's expression hardens with determination. You're right. We owe it to ourselves and our child to carve out a future of our own. I won't let my family destroy what we have. Let's dismantle their plans together. I'll follow your lead. In this moment, they stand united, fortified not only by their shared love, but also by a commitment to challenge the societal pressures that have long confined them. As they embrace, the conclusion blossoms into hope and renewal. Leaving behind the echoes of their past, they step hand in hand toward a brighter horizon, armed with the knowledge that they can navigate the turbulent waters of family expectations together. The path ahead is not without its challenges, but with a shared commitment, they are poised to face whatever it may bring. Sujin and Seungwoo have transformed not just individually, but as partners, rising from the ashes of their stifled lives to create a new narrative, one defined by their convictions, love, and the promise of building a family that honors their choices. Their hearts, once burdened by the weight of expectation, now beat in sync, ready to embrace the uncertainty of life intertwined with courage, hope, and love. Their journey towards a shared future has begun, a testament to their resilience, and a reminder that love, when fortified with mutual respect and autonomy, can overcome even the most daunting challenges. Wow, what did you think of Seungwoo and Sujin's ending? Leave your comment about this exciting conclusion. If you enjoyed the story, don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss the next adventures. See you in the next video with another amazing plot.